The classic mistake that most people make when it comes to their fitness is that they go to the gym, they put on their fancy sneakers with a lot of cushioning, and then they work on their strength and mobility from the ankles up, basically neglecting their feet, not realizing that our feet are the foundation for our movement. The strength, mobility, and functionality of our feet directly affects the stability and mobility of our joints upstream. Our feet play a major role in maintaining proper alignment and reducing excessive pressure on our knees and our hips. The condition of our feet directly affects our movement patterns, workout performance, agility, balance, and of course our posture as well, which then can cause all kinds of chronic pain in other parts of our body, because all of the parts in our body work together as a unit. They do not work in isolation. So now let's talk about toe spacers. These are great for restoring the natural spacing between your toes and realigning your toes with the bones in your foot. And there are many different toe spacers on the market. The most common one is the one size fits all, which I do not recommend because it can be way too aggressive, especially for women or anyone with small feet. And just like you don't want your toes to be cramped together and have no space between them from wearing narrow shoes, you don't want your toes to be spread out like this from wearing aggressive toe spacers either, right? So here's the thing, if you're just wearing them at home, just when you're sitting down, chilling, and you just want to give your toes a nice stretch, that's fine. But you don't want to be active in them. You don't want to walk around in them. You don't want to exercise with them. So if you want toe spacers that you want to be active in, then I recommend the correct toes, because they have different sizes. They will have size that will fit you specifically, because just like you have different sizes of shoes and socks, you have also different sizes of toe spacers. So you want to pick your size that fits you and your foot specifically. So that's that. Now let's talk about the exercises that you want to put your feet through as often as possible, because that's going to make also a major difference in the functionality of your feet, the health of your feet, and also it's going to improve your athletic performance. It's going to improve your movement patterns, your mobility just in general, and how you feel. It's going to improve your posture. So before I'm going to show you how you can improve the natural function of your feet in your day-to-day life, I would like to acknowledge the sponsor of this video. This episode is brought to you by Nutrafol. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement, with over 1 million people seeing thicker, stronger, and faster growing hair with less shedding. And I myself have been using the supplement for several months now, and I've been definitely noticing the difference. I have noticed a significant reduction in shedding and thinning, which makes my hair now look and feel a lot fuller and thicker. So I'm definitely very pleased with the supplement. And I recommend that you check out their 3-minute quiz, because Nutrafol has this amazing quiz that will help you determine what formula do you need for your own personal hair health journey, because there is not one formula that fits everyone. So this quiz will help you to choose the plan that will fit your needs the best. And what you will get is a supplement that uses high quality medical grade ingredients. It's 100% drug free, it's natural, and it's an amazing supplement. So go to Nutrafol.com/quiz, because now for limited time you will get $10 off your first month's subscription plus free shipping if you use the promo code Zuzka10. So again, that's Nutrafol.com/quiz and use the promo code Zuzka10. So the first thing that needs to be addressed when it comes to restoring the proper function and strength in your feet is the foundation, the daily self-care. And Our footwear plays a huge role in that because we do spend a lot of time in shoes. Every time you go out, you put your shoes on. Every time you go to work, you put your shoes on. So it's really important that we are aware what type of shoes we are wearing, what type of shoes we spend the most amount of time in, because that's going to make a huge difference. The type of shoes, any type of shoes that squeeze your toes together, any type of shoes that have heels, high heels, or a lot of cushioning, all these type of shoes can create deformities over time. And those deformities are known as bunions or hammer toes. It can create all kinds of pain, plantar fasciitis, issues like that. And that's very, very painful, right? So we want to avoid that. So the type of footwear that you want to spend the most amount of time in is the minimalist type of footwear, flat shoes, completely flat with the wide toe boxes so that your toes can naturally spread out and so that you're not causing any more damage to your feet. Because even if you start doing the exercises I'm going to show you every single day, but then you spend 6 hours each day in the wrong type of shoes, then you're not going to make a huge progress. And we want to get to the point where you're very comfortable walking around barefooted or in those minimalist shoes, because you want to start working out barefooted, because that's going to make the most amount of difference. Once you start working out barefooted, then you're going to start to see progress when it comes to overall strength and balance. And once you start being able to do plyometrics, then you will know that your feet are really strong. And plyometrics are the type of exercises when you're doing jumping and things like that. A lot of people are not comfortable to jump barefooted, because their feet are just not strong enough. They don't have the stability, they don't have the balance even. So at least you know where your goal is. Your goal is to be able to do workouts and high intensity workouts barefooted. So now let's look at the exercises that you can do to improve your strength in your feet and restore the proper function. So the first thing that we need to look at is toe articulation and mobility, because the more you spend time in those type of shoes that really smoosh your toes together, the less likely you're going to be able to articulate your toes. And then that's going to affect the rest of your foot. It's going to affect the strength and the stability. So you should be able to move your big toe independently of your other toes. And you can test yourself right now. So put your foot flat on the ground and keep your 4 toes on the ground and just lift your big toe up. You should be able to give me big thumbs up right now. And then switch. Put your big toe on the ground and just lift the other toes up. And then just go back and forth. If you can do this easily, great. If you can't, then you have room for improvement and you should really work on that. The other thing you should be able to do easily is spread your toes wide apart and then close them together. And the toe spacers can really help you with that. You can also use them to squeeze the toe spacers together when you're wearing them. And they're going to help you to kind of loosen up those fingers as well. Those toes. I keep calling them fingers because that's what we call them in Czech. In Czech, we call toes fingers. So, anyways, you can help yourself like this and kind of stretch your toes whenever you get a chance. Just give them some love and stretch them. And, the toe spacers, like I said, they will help tremendously with this. Now, the mobility of your toes, obviously, is also very, very important. So you need to practice toe flexion, which is this, and then also toe extension. For the toe flexion, there's a great exercise which you can do with a hand towel. I'm using tank top, but it doesn't matter what you use, basically any kind of fabric that you have at home. And you just place your foot on that fabric, and then you curl your toes, grab it, pull, and then again. And this is a great exercise for strengthening your toes and also, working on that flexion. Now for the toe extension, I personally think this is the easiest thing to do when you're just in this half kneeling position and you're just kind of working on putting that knee on the ground while focusing on bending the toes. And if this feels too hard, if it's painful, then you don't have to go that far. Just go as far as it's comfortable for you. And just remember that just going back and forth like this, the more often you do this, the faster you're going to improve and your mobility is going to improve. It's going to be easier over time. So, give it 2 weeks, you're going to see a huge difference. Now, there is one particular exercise that is really good for strengthening the arches, strengthening the foot just in general. It's called short foot. And with this exercise, you're pressing your big toe into the ground. You're pressing the other toes into the ground as well. And imagine you want to shorten the distance between your toe and the heel. But you don't want to be curling your toes. You don't want to be doing this. You just want to make sure that your big toe is flat on the ground and is just really pressing hard into the ground. And that creates that isometric contraction in your foot, and it's strengthening your arches, strengthening your foot. And you can do it just in this position. You can stand up and just in standing position. You can, when you get more comfortable, you can also practice this exercise in a squat position. So there are many ways to apply this exercise in many different positions and many different exercises. Now, another great way to strengthen your feet is by balancing on one leg. The one-legged balancing exercises are really great for strengthening your feet, but it's important to do it with proper form and really focus on that, because if you start balancing on one leg and you don't have the concept of that proper form, you can start to see your foot rolling inwards. A lot of people do that. So to avoid that, you want to imagine that your foot is like a tripod. And the 3 points of stability are in your big toe, in your little toe, and your heel. And once you start focusing on distributing your weight evenly between these 3 points, then you're going to start to notice that you have better stability, you can keep balance, and it's much easier for you. So practice standing on one leg first. Once that becomes pretty comfortable and easy for you, then challenge that. Always challenge that position. Make it a little harder so that you progress. And eventually, you're going to be able to do all kinds of exercises on that one leg. You're going to be able to do pistol squats and pretzel squats and all kinds of things. So don't stop just there. Challenge yourself, but do that slowly, progressively. So the last step and the most advanced type of exercises that will help you strengthen your feet are plyometrics. So basically, eventually you should be able to jump barefooted, comfortably, and with great form. And that includes any kind of jumping exercises, jump lunges, jump squats. You should be able to just basically jump and land and be comfortable with it, without collapsing, again, your ankles and your feet inwards like this. And so there is one exercise that can help you to get started, to make sure that you're keeping good form and not collapsing your feet inwards. You can get like a hand towel. Again, I'm using again my tank top. So you just get a hand towel or tank top and you just roll it like this. Put it between your heels and squeeze it. And then just do little jumps like this. That helps you to start with plyometrics, start with jumping exercises, and start strengthening your feet while keeping a good form, because this, squeezing that towel between your heels, helps you from collapsing those feet and your ankles inwards. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember that you can work out with me every single day in the Z Gym. In the Z Gym, we have that weekly workout schedule for beginners, intermediates, and advanced. So there is something for everyone. And the weekly workout schedule changes every single week, so you always get new workouts, you're never bored, and you never have to guess what workout to do on any given day. If you work out with me in the Z Gym and you really are consistent, and these workouts are not long, I'm not asking you to spend an hour every single day with me even. My workouts are like 20-30 minutes long max, and if you can do this and if you stay consistent every day, you're gonna be in great shape in no time. And like I said, we have workouts for beginners, so if you haven't been working out even in a long time, then you can start with the beginner workouts and you can work your way up towards the advanced over the course of several months. I have many Z Gym members that started with my beginner workouts and now they are just, crushing the advanced workouts and they are in incredible shape. So join us in the Z Gym and I will see you either there or next time here on my YouTube channel. Ciao!